But if they don't have those ultimates, it has to be said they don't have a go button. Water Boy on the Jarvan, his engage tools are literally on like a 10-second cooldown. And the Thresh Hook, as they get more levels, will also be on like a 8 to 10-second cooldown. So their ability to start fights on the side of Gromp support group is way stronger and way less ultimate reliant. Without the Paranoia and Heroic Entrance combo, there isn't an answer. Like, there isn't an easy way to just say, oh, let's start a fight, guys. Unless you want to like flash W with the Galio. It's not quite the same as like a Nautilus Hook or a Thresh Hook or Flag and Drag by the Jarvan. So we'll have to see how things play out. We do have a bit of a cheeky level 1 just kind of tat there by Waterboy onto Brain of LeBron. Not going to mean anything. Negligible amount of health to lose. Nocturne is one of the healthiest clears in the game because of his passive. And Jarvan, I mean, he lost like 20 mana for that or something. He's not crying about it. He'll probably be full mana before his camp spawn. But what is interesting, though, is that he is doing a red start here. I would love to see him have some early impact in the bot lane. So if we could see him maybe like 3 camp or even just kill the red and then go straight to the bot lane, that might be a good play for him. But if he decides to just go and focus topside, I wouldn't blame him either, Like we said in the champ select, I think one of their win cons here is probably getting this Gwen ahead. And so, if he paths there, that would be sweet. We can see he starts the chickens, though, so I'm going to assume he's going to go chickens, Gromp, bot lane gank. But who knows? Meanwhile, for Nocturne, he's just going to be doing full clears until he gets 6, Oh, never mind. It is a 2 camp and straight into the bot lane gank here for the Jarvan. We see he is pathing around. There are no wards, and unfortunately for PEKARA, they did get the push here. Bomba takes big boy damage, though. The Flag and Drag misses because of the arcane shift, and this looks like it's going sideways for Gromp support group. Waterboy's going to go down for the first blood. That's a quick 2 kills. Pizzazz is maybe going to be a 3rd one here. He's trying to kill the Karma. But that is really pear-shaped for Gromp support group. Considering they had the bodies on the field, it just didn't go well for them. I think all of their key CC missed. And I think the Thresh just ate shit. And Pizzazz is trying to make something happen here. But he's going to give away that feat of warfare here, I think. There's no way he gets away with this, right? There we go. Luke MLG going to pick up that 3rd kill. And that is the feat of warfare over to PEKARA BRALE there. So, now they just need first turret or first 3 neutrals, and they're getting themselves the triumphant boots. And that is hellish for Pizzazz. Like I said in the early stages of the game, that's where you wanted to focus and try and get a lead. And for their attempt, and literally the focus of their jungler to go in here, he's putting himself behind to gank here. And they commit the spells as well as summoners. We have the barrier does come out of Noiboy, which is something, but he's still sitting on his flash. I think arguably it couldn't have gone worse. And here we see, again, Pizzazz trying to get something. He does root 2 of them, but just not enough damage. And it's going to give them that 3rd kill there, which is catastrophe, I think, for the support group there. We see there's a CS lead now. He's got his Sheen built. Noiboy or Ezreal is one of the better champions with Sheen, and we do see a good trade here for Xayah, considering Xayah had to buy boots versus a Sheen. And this is a really good move by Salson here, able to just come down and assist his boy. Waterboy here trying to okay, flash on the W here. Waterboy's gonna go down. That's 2nd death for him. Salson might be able to turn it around here, but I think it's 3v1. Fent can't do anything, man. There's nothing he can do there. He might be able to pick up the Urgot maybe, but other than that, okay, that's 6 kills here in 4 minutes for PEKARA. And things are looking real murky for the Gromp support group right now. Let's focus on the positives, though. We got a kill on Swain. That's nice. He's probably going to be going Rod of Ages first with that blasting one. So he's going to get beefy and, like we said, we shouldn't be focusing on mid. I felt like mid is kind of a neutral lane. No one should, in theory, win. They should just kind of go even. And that kill will make life for Fent Enjoyer a lot easier. It will, it's not going to win in the lane, Again, I think they go even. They're both kind of tanks, but it should make his life easier, which is what you want to see. So, but yeah, it's rough times if you're Jarvan right now. Okay, we did just see a little over-aggression there, and Karma tanks a turret shot too many and is going to feed a kill here to Pizzazz. But Pizzazz is still 20 CS down right now. The Ezreal is looking real strong. And utter confidence, by the way, by the Nocturne, who is going to start this dragon completely alone, even though the mid lane has the push for the side of the Gromps. And bot lane is 2v1 right now. So if they find out he's on that Drake, they can collapse on him and kill him. But it looks like he might get away with it for free. So Void Grub spawn. The dragon's going to go down. Good first thing. Oh, no. On a ward he was trying to base. The flash is going to come out. He might be safe. But the auto cam, as is tradition, decides to cuck us again and send us to the mid lane. And now here we got some kind of scuffle going on the top side here. Look at the difference in CS top, though. It looks like Gwen is going to go down here, which is going to help stem the bleeding for the Urgot. But, you know, 50 CS to 25. I'm not a top laner, so I don't know how the Gwen Urgot matchup goes. But I have to assume it's at least decent because they last picked that Urgot. So the presumption, you know, or the assumption is, sorry, that it's not too bad. And it's going poorly for him, even though he did get that kill. You know, he's still down. Like that one kill is actually worth less than the gold that he loses from being 15 CS down, or actually closer to 20 here. And so, yeah, it will be interesting to see how that lane develops as we get some more levels on them. But PEKARA are in the driving seat here. They've been able to pick up 2 of the 3 neutrals. It seems like after the catastrophe that happened at bot in those first couple levels, and then the further struggle that occurred around the Skull Crab, it looks like GROMP support group have decided, you know what, let's take our foot off the gas. Let's kind of wait a second, get some items on some people, take some fights later when we're equal up the gold lead a little bit maybe. We do see first ultimate here out of the Nocturne straight on the top side. Gonna land the fear as well, and I think this is a second kill. Ultimate's gonna gobble up Gwen there. Urgot straight into the meat grinder for the Gwen. And now she's 0-3, so that, you know, that gold lead, it's not gonna mean much when you're down XP. If the Urgot can get level 7, which we saw he just got there, and she doesn't have TP to get back to lane, so that wave is going to crash, and she's going to lose a lot of money and a lot of XP. So, you know, the top lane is turned around here for the side of PEKARA BRALE. They're looking real strong here as GROMP support group do start trying to make something happen here. Luke is going to survive because of the heal there off of the Karma. Burnt both sums, though, just to get out. So no flash, no heal. 5 minutes on the cooldown there for that flash. They might be able to maybe do something if the Jarvan comes down and makes some focus there. But we'll have to see here. We can see the base is going to get unperturbed. Oh, never mind. He's going to decide not to base because it looks like Noiboy wants to start the smoke. And it is, again, something we haven't spoken about yet. It is incredibly difficult for someone like Thresh to be able to lock up the Ezreal because Ezreal has so much mobility. You know, his E is on a very short cooldown as it is. It's on like maybe like a 12 or 13 second cooldown. And then it also gets reduced every time he lands an arcane shot. So, you know, as long as he has mana, he is really difficult to land a hook on. And if you do land a hook on him, it is almost certainly because the Ezreal misplayed it as opposed to you playing well, which is unfortunate. I mean, I guess a little bit of both, but, you know, we could see Brain of LeBron here getting a little bit of counter jungling on. His spell shield is gonna make it hard for anybody to make anything happen. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know whether or not he's watching. I did DM him, but either way, we have the second Paranoia of the game coming out here onto Fenton Joya. Flag and drag is going to land onto Brain and LeBron. Looks like everybody's going to make it out, though. TP here coming in from, I think that's going to be the Gwen. Gwen's going to try and make something happen here, but she gets taunted up And now a flag and drag coming here onto Hoi Hoi, but Hoi Hoi is healthy, dude. He flashes, he gets the E, he gets out, and now Pizzazz is going to get punished for his support not being there. Quick killing spree here for Noiboy, who's got a 30 CS lead. And again, like I said, I think if you're GROMP support group, that is a really difficult thing to deal with. Pizzazz has been one of their best performing players, and to be 30 CS down and 2 kills behind at 10 minutes, you know, he's got his work cut out for him. I'm sure once they get to team fights, if he's not an entire item behind, he will still perform. But we need to get there first. And same for Salson as well. He's got a CS lead, but like, look at the damage he's taking. Urgot is strong right now. And I thought that lane was going to be a no-brainer for the support group, but unfortunately, with the 5k gold lead near enough at 11 minutes, it's kind of hard. And the only lane that isn't losing is the lane that was going even. And I mean, it's still down 20 CS. You know, like the oh, no one wins this lane is currently the only place they're not hemorrhaging. And that was a really clutch ultimate by Pizzazz there. Maybe going to land the root here, and Noiboy might be caught in a very bad place with no minions to keep him safe from the turret. Pizzazz flashes there, is going to keep himself safe. That was really well executed by both players, in my opinion. Noiboy, though, he doesn't have mana, so if they can get on him right now, he might be in danger, but the whole team is here. It's not going to matter. ADF Bomber has the flash here, misses the hook, unfortunately. And that's probably going to be a second Drake over to the side of PEKARA BRALE, because what can GROMP support group do to contest it right now? They're behind on gold, they're behind on men. You know, Pizzazz has the base. That's most of the team's damage in terms of the 4-man unit. Swain, he has rushed the Rylai's here, so I was actually wrong on the first item rush. I assumed you would go for the Rod of Ages because it makes him really beefy. But Rylai's makes total sense, to be fair, because it will allow him to slow people in the team fights, which makes it harder for them to escape his ultimate, which is going to be one of the main reasons he's going to be a menace in team fights. Quite a lot of people on PEKARA are melee as well, so I think that also works in the Swain's favor. It's going to allow him to keep his ultimate up for much longer than usual because he will be able to tick people. And yeah, I don't know, man. Aaron, how are you feeling about this game so far? We got 5k gold lead at 12 minutes. It's looking kind of rough.
It is looking kind of rough. They're always back as we see Jarvan's coming in for the gank. Ulti out.
There's a really good thing there for them. So the Gwen here, she has her 1-item power spike. She has the Nashor's Tooth. I assume she'll be going Riftmaker next. But they do have the Black Cleaver on the Urgot. But having it be 2 men there and also locking him down with the Cataclysm makes it actually really hard to miss Gwen's abilities. And so, you know, free kill, build the advantage you can there. It's kind of one of your closer lanes right now, considering the CS difference. And also, it might be able to mitigate the XP lead that was there. We can see Salton does actually now have an XP lead on himself, being level 10. So, and yeah, here we get to see what Swain does best. Damage over time with the Rylai's, and you know, there's only one kinda dash on the Galio, so he is not going to be able to do much. And we have maybe a fight here. Paranoia going to come out, but that was way too over-aggressive. Ultimate does actually land. Gonna turn it into an actual trade here. Really well played. Sniper with the ultimate. Hoi gonna come in here with the heroic entrance on ADF Bomber, maybe get a kill. Get punished for it. The yank is gonna make him get just smoked under the turret. And that is not good. That is massive over-aggression on the side of PEKARA BRALE. You do not want to see that.
This Nocturne just overextended right here. Goes out, I'm going back in, then lets the Gwen slowly go away and goes back in for an ult for solo kill, which I don't think needed to happen. Takes a turret, takes too many turret shots.
Yeah, even without the turret shot, I think he just completely like disrespected the amount of damage the Gwen can do. Like, Gwen is a very high damage champion. When we see that, if there was a red buff on him, the Jarvan would have gone down there. But unfortunately for the Urgot, Jarvan gets away. Waterboy's probably happy with that, you know, getting away with his life, because he has not had an easy game in this one. You know, every time outside of that one play we saw, and maybe this one here getting onto Noiboy. Noiboy pops the arcane shift and takes a lot of damage. Ah, the shutdown goes onto the Thresh though. You don't want to see that. That's 600 gold onto the support. If they could have got that on someone who's a damage threat, that could actually make a difference in this game. But, you know, on the Thresh, it's just going to give him a little bit more utility. Might get him like a Locket of the Iron Solari or something. Don't get me wrong, still a really good item for him. But when you could have had it on a DPS, it kind of feels bad. But either way, you're happy to see those kind of plays for the Gromps right now. I think they're gonna be happy to take whatever they can get. You know, being 4K gold down, they are actually closing the gold lead, which is a really good thing for them. You know, I think in the late game, their team is actually stronger. Like I think Urgot is gonna fall off in the late game, whereas Gwen, as she scales, she becomes a really strong split push threat. That is the 4th time today I've struggled to say that word. I just need to stop trying to say it at this point. But yeah, she becomes a massive problem in the side lanes. And we can see here, Fentonjoy is actively taking a fight against 2 people just to keep them away from the Herald here. And Luke MLG is caught with his pants down. There's nothing he can do there. Ultimate is going to drop here on the Swain. Turret is going to go down in the mid lane, I believe. And that's 3 turrets, sorry, even for the side of PEKARA. BRALE. Waterboy is going to get pulled here as the heroic entrance comes down. South is going to get taunted up. Paranoia is going to come out here. Flash is going to get burnt by the Swain. Fentonjoy is going to get himself to safety. But PEKARA look fairly convincing right now. This is their game to lose, I think. They are in the driving seat. And, you know, as defending champions, even though they're coming from the losers bracket and they're, you know, they are on the bottom half of that bracket there, they are looking strong, man. Ever since they made that AD change, they have looked much more convincing. And yeah, we can see here in the replay, just each member of Gromp's support group is getting picked off. But look at Thresh off. He's like miles away, and he's just, you know, he's getting himself to safety because he knows the fight's over. He can't change anything anymore. And so he's just like, let me mitigate the losses here and make sure that we don't give them an extra 300 gold, as 3 members of PEKARA here are looking to maybe get themselves onto Soul Point. Waterboy's looking for the steal.
No.
He doesn't actually get it though. And he dies for it as well. He got eviscerated. Holy shit. Taunt here gonna land onto Fentonjoy. And he's tanky, but he ain't 4 people DPSing him kind of tanky. That's going to be a killing spree onto Noiboy. 6-1 and 2 right now with 2 items at 18 minutes. Maybe the only player in the game with 2 items right now. He is real fed. And that's going to be the first turret there. Oh, sorry, the first tier 2, I believe. And Galio is looking to crack that, crack the Shelly into tier 3. And that's going to be a tier 3 going down too. They got 5 turrets to 1 right now. Shelly's gonna hit the inhib on 1 HP. No way. Oh, that's gonna be an 18-minute inhibitor. Has to burn the hook to get rid of the Herald. They do actually keep that. Okay. Well, no, they're letting the minions hit it though. I think it's still going down. It's still gonna go down. Yeah. Do you know what though? Do you know what? Never mind though. I think that's actually smart play, because now the lane is gonna auto push, which means that they can farm it in their base safely. So that means, you know, as long as they make sure that a priority target, i.e. the Gwen or the Xayah, can farm those waves, they actually are kind of happy about it. It just depends on what they lose while they have no pressure in mid. You know? Like, while the mid wave is going to be perpetually in their base and they're going to have at least 1 carry kind of there to farm it, you know, they don't have control of the other parts of the map because of it. And so what they lose in the meantime, considering they're already at Soul Point and we're only 30 seconds away from the Atakan spawning in the bot lane, it could be devastating. But they are already 6k behind, so, you know, at this point it is what do we do to turtle? What do we do to mitigate loss and try to come back, you know?
Well,
how do we shrink this gold?
They're 6k behind. They've lost 6 towers. They've got no grubs, no dragons whatsoever. Well, we can see a gank. We're seeing a gank, and I think this Elgood's done. Just like before, that Cataclysm just
caught out.
allows Gwen to just narrow in her shots. Blades,
Yeah,
sorry.
100%. I think it's I think it was a good play by the Gromps to like be like, okay, well we know they're committing 4 members to this Atacon. Let's go and abuse the one guy who chose not to go there, right? Overload that side of the map, push the wave in. You know, it's also bounty. Again like they claim a small bounty as well. And considering the mid lane is auto pushing, we can see the Xayah's there just catching the wave and pushing it as much as she can, making sure that they have one of their lanes that aren't auto pushing just kind of like ready to go. Yeah, it works for them. And we can see now also the Xayah's going to catch the wave bot, and she's actually mitigating a lot of the losses that she had. Like, she was about 30, 40 CS down at one point, and now it's within 1 CS. So knowing that Pizzazz is one of the primary carries of this team, I think they're happy with that, you know? If it actually turns the inhibitor they lost into a positive thing for the GROMP. So it's not a bad place to be right now, you know, especially considering, I mean, we said they were 6k gold down like 2 minutes ago. It's now 4k. They're taking good fights. Not right now. Southland's caught out between 4 people, is able to dodge the meat grinder, and is dragging the entire team with her up this top lane. They are hard committing to try and kill the Gwen right now, and she's taken barely any damage. They got 3 members trying to lock her down. That's a really big commit. If the Gromps can do something while the team are there, they might actually be able to make that worth it, you know? The Dragon is in about a minute, and unfortunately, they actually just can't get anything. Noiboy and Luke MLG are here to catch waves in the mid lane. So, and that's awkwardly where the Gromps decided to commit to. So, yeah, it actually does mean that for the amount of time Salsin wasted, Pizzazz is caught out here, has to burn the flash immediately. Luckily, the Lantern's there to keep them safe. But losing that 5-minute cooldown, especially when Drake is in 20 seconds, not the best place to be. He's going to have to play super conservatively if he wants to have an impact in the next 5 minutes. Because anybody getting on top of him, Nocturne Paranoia, if Urgot just flings himself in there with his E, the Galio, if he can land a taunt on him, I think he just dies, honestly. Like, I think that is just going to be the end for him if he gets caught out. So, we do see Noiboy gets caught here. The flag and drag combo after the hook. Heroic entrance by Hoi 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 is going to keep Noiboy safe. And we can see big damage actually coming out here onto Luke MLG. Salsin flings himself in there with the invulnerability, and the ultimate combo is going to actually kill the Karma. And this is looking like a Gromp favorite team fight. Noiboy got the exhaust. He's going to arcane shift and then ultimate straight out. And now Hoi Hoi is caught between 4. Nice buffer to prevent his E from getting him away. Ben and Joy is going to pick that one up. And this is going to be first Dragon here for the side of Gromp support group.
A nice
These are the kind of fights. Yeah, for sure. These are the kind of fights that we want to see the Gromps take. If they're going to actually, you know, make the comeback here and prevent PEKARA from defending their championship, these are the kind of plays they have to make. These are the kind of fights they have to take. They have to take measured risks. And we can see here, you know, their inhib is finally back up. So they're back to a point where no lane is auto-pushing. So they might actually be able to take some turrets now if they can get a good fight like that again. We'll have to see, though. I mean, we can see in terms of items, we've got 2 items on all of the major players. So, you know, Jarvan's got his Black Cleaver and Eclipse. Never mind, we're going to go to a replay. So we see how this one starts. You know, Momba lands a nice hook. They layer it with the flag and drag. Then PEKARA commit, and they bring everybody they have here. But the Gwen just gets in, and they can't hurt her unless they're in her shroud. So, and the whole team fight is really split here. You've got like a 4v3 going on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Gwen is just harassing people on the other side. And it ends up working out for them, you know? They end, like, Noiboy and Brain of a Brawn have to step back because of their health totals. And they end up just getting away with it. So, you know, they're super happy to see those kind of fights. If you
just
the
missed the Jarvan vibe, but Nocturne's coming, focusing on.
We've got a big fight here going. Yeah, another. This is a man advantage for PEKARA BRALE though, so this should go in their favor. But massive damage at the Noiboy. Holy! Pizzazz just layers all of those feathers and smokes them. Bomba is going to go down here, and now it's the 1v3. But look how low their health totals are. Smart pathing by Brain of LeBron and Luke MLG to make Fent Enjoyer make a choice. He couldn't fight both of them because they were walking in opposite directions. So he has to choose one of them. He does get the shutdown onto the Nocturne though. So that is going to be another chunky little bounty for him. I think about 450 gold as opposed to 300. So he's happy with that too. And honestly, I have to commend the Swain right now. I think the Swain pickup has actually been really good for them. You know, I was saying that mid lane was going to be kind of a do-nothing lane, right? Because Galio and Swain, realistically, neither of them can kill the other in lane. And that was kind of true, but the point still stands that with the 2-item power spike, this Swain is actually doing work in the team fights. With how many melee fighters there are on the side of PEKARA, he gets to keep his ultimate up for literally as long as he needs to. And it's looking really good for him right now. I'd like to see the damage stats at the end of the game and see exactly how well he's doing as we see another cheeky little hook come out of ADF Bomber. But nothing's going to happen with it. And we can see we got all 5 members here of PEKARA BRALE sitting here ready to potentially bait the Baron fight here. But instead, they are going to initiate the fight. So it is on the side of the Gromps to see if they can actually do anything here. We do see a contest. Salson is walking up, but he eats a lot of damage for that walk up. And even Waterboy is on about 20% HP right now. He really needs the base. He might die if he does anything else. We see the ultimate come out here by the Gwen. And oh god, look at that damage. Pizzazz plus Gwen. You know, the Xayah is really strong right now with the 2-item power spike. And when they just eat all of the damage, everybody lined up for them. It was like perfect lining for that, just to kind of do Gwen damage plus Xayah damage. And that's probably going to be a free Baron. I don't know whether or not Nocturne wants to fight it. You can see he's hard committed to the top lane push. And he is going to get one revenge kill here. But the Baron is Gromp support groups. And we can see Noiboy's being really aggressive here. He's actually going to get punished for it, though. Not even going to get the return kill. Triumph going to keep Pizzazz alive. And considering how bad their laning phase went in the game, in the beginning of the game, he's actually come back with a vengeance, you know? They're back on their equal footing on items. It's 3 items to 3 items on the AD carries. He's got a CS lead now. And yeah, he's doing really well, man. I think, honestly, the only underperformer right now on the side of the Gromps is probably Waterboy. He's finding a really hard time trying to get into this game. And look at how far forward the Swain gets to go in this team fight, by the way. We didn't talk about it because I was too busy talking about the damage threats. But his ability to scare the enemy team away just by being like, come on, fight me, who cares? You can't kill me, is actually so important in that fight. It's a large reason why they were able to win it, because he was able to separate PEKARA into 2 separate units. One fighting him and the others fighting the rest of his team. And we see here, with the tempo they have and the gold lead they now have, they're able to just take that dragon without a contest. They have Baron. They've absolutely killed the soul for PEKARA in terms of being able to get it. You know, for the last 10 minutes, they've just been like, nah, man, the Drake's ours. Get away. And if they can continue to maintain that, they can actually win this, man. Honestly, arguably, look how much free gold there is on the map right now. PEKARA have taken 7 turrets. So, meanwhile, the Gromp support group have only taken 3. So, you know, that means there are 4 turrets of difference. And that all of those turrets, when they go down, that will exacerbate the lead that the Gromps have right now. And you gotta be feeling pretty comfortable if you're the Gromp support group in this game. Considering how poorly your early game went, they have recovered masterfully. And with only 1 minion here as well, they are actually able to pressure the tier 1 and completely take it. And again, a little bit of damage on the tier 2, but I don't think they'll be able to get much more here until the next minion wave crashes. And also, we can't see it because the auto cam hasn't gone to it yet. But on the minimap, you can see, here we go, yeah, Southton 2 is pressuring the top side 1v1. on the Urgot, of whom he has a 3-level lead right now. They do commit the heroic entrance onto Gwen, but Gwen is so powerful right now. I don't think they kill her. Oh, the three-man commit, that's a different story. When you have 3 people, 3v1, okay, cool, fair enough, you kill her. You do get the shutdown here onto the Urgot, which is nice, but that tier 3 top lane turret is down.
When did Gwen get a 3-level lead on this Urgot?
I think he's just been farming lanes. Like, he's been farming side lanes the entire game. Yeah, the Gwen has got 242 CS to 165. So every time the Urgot is committed to a fight or an engage, they have been in the side lane. And when the Gwen actually commits to the fights, she's having more impact than the Urgot is. Urgot is kind of a meat shield for his team right now. Noiboy is doing a lot of damage in the fight. Unfortunately, in the last 1 or 2 fights, they have actually begun with him getting caught out. And so that has kind of been the difference here, because when he gets turned off, his team loses so much of their gold and so much of their damage as well, because even just from the draft, it is 3 bruisers and 1 carry. So if Ezreal's not there to damage, what can you do, man? And we mentioned it a few moments ago. I was talking about how much open gold there was on the map, right? They've literally picked up 2 turrets and they've increased the gold by another 1k. So, and with that open inhib in the top lane, if they can win a fight when the wave is pushed topside, I'm not saying they could win off of it, but if it's a decisive 5v5, absolutely. Their team pushes really fast. You know, Xayah is really good at taking turrets. Gwen is really good at taking turrets. Jarvan helps both of them with his flag. So when he drops it, it gives an attack speed steroid, which will again help everybody on their team take the turrets. Whiff on the hook there by Bomba, but we see an engage here maybe on the top side. He's just looking to abuse that 2-level lead. Paranoia going to come out here by Brandon LeBron, but he doesn't actually engage it. It was more of a vision play. But he might die here, and we have another mid-fight here. We do see Thresh goes down, but Pizzazz is going to pick up the Galio, and Luke MLG takes big damage. Noiboy here, trying to play at the edge of his range, gets a nice little chunk onto the Swain, but he has to back off, because there's now a man disadvantage with the Jarvan here. If Jarvan can land a flag and drag, oh, look at the damage he took, though! Oh, he was full HP, and now he's on like 40%. He's so squishy. Pizzazz is playing real aggressive here, though. Unfortunately, the ultimate doesn't hit anyone. And while all of this is happening, Salson 2 is just saying, nah, take the base, bro. If you guys want to ignore me, I'll win the game for my team. And now they're probably going to have to lose that mid inhib, right? If the wave is going to crash. Nah, never mind. So he was able to take several turrets there and grow their lead to 3k, but he does die for it. So not much else to really be done here. And we do see pings coming out, as we know there are objectives coming up in 30 seconds. So the Baron is up in 10. The Drake, which is Soul, if they can get it, is up for PEKARA in 15. So we have to see whether or not anybody can do anything. It looks like they're committing here, all 5 members of the Baron, and they're going to let the GROMP take the Dragon. So they're saying, you guys get to Soul Point. We don't care about getting Soul. And we'll take this Baron and watch what we can do with it in the next 2 minutes. They're going to be trying to take stuff, right? Unfortunately, with their inhib down in the top lane, it's going to be really hard for them to push that. Like, they can push the wave, but as soon as they leave top, it's going to auto push back to them. So that's not a lane they can really pressure. But if they can get a pick somewhere, they can definitely push mid or push bot. And again, if they have waves on their side, they'll be able to make something happen here for sure. But even though they did take that Baron, you can see the gold is actually evening up right now at 34 minutes. We have about 1.5k between the 2 teams, so they are very equal footing right now. Because at this point in the game, 1k gold lead, negligible. So I think what we should focus more on is the items. So we can see 5 items are built on the Ezreal. So he is full build right now, minus getting the tier 3 boots. Meanwhile, the AD carry on GROMP he's almost complete. And then we've got 4.5 items really on the Gwen. versus 2 actually on the Urgot. Urgot is lacking behind, unfortunately, and then 3 versus 3 on the jungle. But notably, there is the Grievous wounds on the Nocturne right now. So he has definitely noticed the fact that Selson 2 is kind of hard to manage and has decided, all right, it's time for me to build against that. So he's trying to stop the healing and make sure that they can deal with this Gwen, who is now max level. As we see a 2-man flag and drag come out here by Waterboy, he's going straight onto the AD carry with a Cataclysm. Meanwhile, the other side of this team fight, we can see the Nocturne is going to go down. Fentonjoy with a big ultimate, and Pizzazz is getting that free DPS. Really good play there by Waterboy to completely remove their AD carry. Ultimate is going to come out. Meat Grinder is going to consume the mid laner of the GROMP support group. And they have turned this fight around. PEKARA Brawler right there. It looked real bad for them. But, you know, they lost 1, but they were able to pick up 2 on the other side. So that's actually really good for them. And with this Baron buff now, what can they get with it? You know, they're gonna push this in. They've got the wave with them. They can probably take this in here. Can they take more? I don't know. We still have 3 members, and 2 of those members are the strongest members on GROMP support group right now. So I don't know if they can take more than that. If they could get a pick here, they could end the game. It could be all over, but the wave gets eviscerated by the Gwen. 288 CS on that top laner there. Actually flame horizoning the Urgot right now. So definitely a monstrous showing by Selson 2 here. And I think if you're the support group right now, you're kind of happy with how that went. You lost your inhib mid, but it could have been worse. You're now at soul point, and as the Baron is going to fall off of most of the members of PEKARA Brawler in the next like 20 seconds or so. You know, oh, in fact, actually, it looks like it's off all of them now already. You're back at even footing, and you know there's another dragon in 90 seconds, and everybody's going to be there. So if they can get the right kind of team fight, if they can get the right kind of pick, if they can get Noiboy out of the fights, they can handily win. I mean, we saw how that last team fight went. Even though PEKARA turned it around, that was only because it went kind of too long for them. If they can take the fight on their own terms, and especially if they can get Noiboy distracted, not DPSing the backline, then they can absolutely take this game. We see a nice little hook here. It looks like they're going to start this. Paranoia is going to come out, and that is it. The Ezreal's dead. They can maybe take this here. Unfortunately, Pizzazz gets locked up by Hoi Hoi Hoi, and he's going to go down. Waste of an ultimate there by the Urgot, unfortunately, because the Xayah died before he could even bring him into the meat grinder. And now the fight is on other terms. Gross is getting caught here. 4 members going to just squish him. Urgot gets smoked, and as the dragon's coming up in about 30 seconds, and those death timers are longer than 30 seconds here. I mean, well, Ezreal will be up in 29, but that's not enough time for him to actually make it there. That's going to be Soul for the side of Gromps. They're going to be happy with that, you know? They're gonna take that to the bank. As a team that, I mean, what time was it? Probably like 20 minutes when PEKARA had 3 dragons to none. And to now for them being able to get the Soul, probably uncontested as well. You're probably happy with that, you know? Unfortunately, Pentech Soul is one of the weaker souls in the game. But getting Soul is never a bad thing. Especially when, more so importantly, denying it from your enemies, who committed so much in the early game to ensuring they got Soul point. And now, Luke MLG is in no man's land. He thinks a couple shields are going to keep him safe, but he ain't going to do shit. He's going down. And now we got a man advantage for 50 seconds on the side of GROMP support group. They're going to be looking to do something. They're going to look if they can end the game here, or at least secure the Baron. Unfortunately, the one who went down is the support here, so it's not the most impactful member of PEKARA Brawler to die, but it is all of their wards. So that means that, you know, for the foreseeable here, until he respawns in 25, we got a Baron coming up right now. He's about to explode onto the rift, and it's completely blind for PEKARA. You can't paranoia in if you can't see what's going on. We can see they just dropped a blue trinket in the Baron to make sure that the support group aren't doing it. But, you know, it looks like they're looking for a bait or something. I think they were hoping that someone would come in. Maybe they don't know that PEKARA have vision on this. And so we sit here and we play our little game. We do our little dance of do we, don't we take the Baron? Do we commit? Will we get punished? And it looks like everybody is going to fall back. I think that's an error on the side of GROMP support group. I think they should have kept the pressure up, but we'll have to see whether or not they actually do get punished for it. Luke MLG is back. He can place wards now. He can you know, secure vision on the objective. It is going to be the only objective for the next 4.5 minutes. So we will expect to see some stuff go down around that area in the foreseeable. I expect whatever fight occurs around this objective, it's going to be the last fight. The game it's got to be coming to a close at 40 minutes here, you know. There's no way it goes much longer than this. And we do see they've got it to half HP right now. Benenjoy is trying to distract the 3 members. They are going to secure the Baron. And we can see, oh, they get killed here. Dalston got there before the Urgot did, and he's got 3 members on him, and he's going to Zhonya's waste all of their time, and here come the cavalry. His team's coming in. They're going to make sure they've got the Cataclysm coming out here on Urgot. Urgot's going to be dying. There's no way he's getting out of that. And now Noiboy and the Nocturne, Brain and LeBron, what can they do? How can they defend here? It's, what is it, 5v2? There's no wave right now, and that's the only thing keeping them safe. If I was the side of GROMP support group right now, I'd be looking to try and take that top tier inhibitor and just, you know, you don't need minions to take that. But instead, we see they all return to pushing waves. Xayah took a quick base, and now she's coming with the whole wave up to that mid lane. She's going to make sure that the whole team have something to work with here. As we see, oh, the hook! Is that going to be a kill? Are they actually going to lock him down? Oh, it's going to be it. Noiboy's going down. That's got to be the game. That has to be. I know that they have members coming up in 10 seconds, but an entire minute without the AD carry who has most of your damage on your team, it's a formality, no? I don't think they can do anything but maybe scare them away. And even then, look at the sheer amount of damage on the side of GROMP support group, man. That Gwen can decimate any of the tanks on the PEKARA BRALE lineup right now. Benenjoy, I don't think he's going to hurt too many people, but he's going to be unkillable too. And we see Nexus Turret 1 goes down. Urgot gets snipped. Paranoia is going to come out here onto Pizzazz, but he's going to die for his transgressions. And now Hoi is there with no team, trying to fight 4 guys. He can't stop it. That's game 1. GROMP support group bring this to match point in a convincing comeback, to be honest.